Hello and welcome to Magical Marker, a game of Dungeons and Dragons and drawings. We're a bunch of cartoonists, illustrators, and comic creators who won't just be playing the game, but also drawing what happens along the way. We're again breaking from the Halon saga. Well, one of our members is off out of the game for a bit, to continue on with the third session of a one-shot in a setting dubbed The Queen's Pride. Our players, who will introduce themselves in a second, are members of an elite group of warriors and protectors, similar to the musketeers of French history. Wielding musket and sword and items of magic, they are... let's go with Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Bobo Loco, who is a halfling tavern brawler monk type character. And also apparently now a cop.
And Priscilla?
Playing. I am playing a kobold druid barbarian named Sook. Can you guys hear the siren in the background?
No, we can't.
Okay, great, awesome.
You did drop out at the start, though, just for a second, but that's okay.
We can make siren noises if it will help.
And Brian.
And I'm Brian. I'm playing Quarthiss, the Loxodon Mastermind Rogue. So not just a mastermind, but with the nose, I'm a master nose, master trunk. And I am smelling up all sorts of ideas and rolling a lot of ones. But hopefully tonight, the ones are going to make things interesting instead of frustrating.
Let's see how the night goes. And I'm Matt, your humble DM for tonight's game and the creator of this setting. We're going to pick up right where we left off. So after interrogating the assassin and utilizing just a smidgen of police brutality, the group decided to trace the bungled killer's path through the city. Sook, in dog form, tracked their scent, and Darius, another member of the Queen's Pride, who was drafted into helping by way of wearing the assassin's attire and impersonating them. She follows along at a respectable distance, but close enough to stay in visual. And then Quarthiss and Bobo not too far behind her. The path wound its way south, and I've actually gonna switch us over to the map real quick. Got something cool to show you. So this is a very hastily made map because I wanted to get something together so you could visualize the city at least.
Very cool.
So you can see there's the palace, and then the Queen's Pride barracks right nearby. The red dot just to the south there is where the altercation, the attempted assassination took place. The path you followed follows that orange line as it goes through the city, and currently, a little bit further south, industrial quarter. So,
Very nice map.
Thank you.
Very cool.
I messed around with some actual assets and I was like, this is going to take way too long. I'm just going to sketch it out because it's going to be way quicker. And I feel like I need to spend a lot more time on it, to be honest. But as a basis for
No, that's cute.
It's got a lot of character.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. The path wound its way south to an apartment in the industrial area of the city. And you realize as you get there, it matches the address that you were given by other members of the Queen's Pride who extracted that information during an earlier interrogation of the suspect. So we open on a cobble street, brickwork on nearby buildings blackened by years of soot and smoke. The clanging of hammers sound in the distance. There is a pub on the corner opposite the building you were looking at. There are work peoples inside taking a drink, either on a break or done for the day. Darius is currently unlocking the door that leads up to the third floor. And I'm also going to pop you over to a different map. Let me see if that's going to show up. Yes. Okay. So got a little apartment building map for you. I have the lighting turned on. If that's too much of an issue, please let me know.
You actually use my little dog.
Yes, yeah. So you should be able to control your little pup there. I put you there because I wasn't sure exactly where you wanted to go, but feel free to move it around to a spot that you think is more suitable. Quarthiss and Bobo Loco, you are currently in the pub directly across the street, but again, feel free to move yourselves to a spot where you think would be more suitable. There are chairs outside as well as inside. But yeah, that's currently where
So
we're
which
at.
apartment is Darius is in this one?
One that's like kind of directly across the street that Darius is standing in front of. They're about to open the door, and they've unlocked it, and they're about to head inside.
Oh, okay. Sorry. The lighting, I couldn't see Darius because of the weird lighting.
Okay.
I've moved outside the pub. I can see it now.
I wanted to go around the back. If that's cool.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Now, were you and Bobo both walking together, or were you kind of keeping a bit of distance?
We had been walking together, but then we split off.
Okay.
Bobo was like, I'm going to go check out the pub across the street. And I said, okay. And went this way. I know I didn't articulate that last week, but we're just kind of ending of where we were. If it causes any wrinkles, I don't mind being somewhere else.
It's absolutely fine. I kind of just chucked his in there and expected us to figure out what you wanted to do, or tell me what you wanted to do after the fact. So, yeah, a little bit about this area is that yes, it's mostly an industrial area. The ground floor of the building you're looking at is a workshop, as I mentioned, and it was a brass worker's shop. You can hear the hammers going inside as they shape metal for whatever means they're going to. There is a staircase that's built on the outside of the building that leads up to the third floor. Yeah. So Bobo, you're sitting outside, and Quarthiss, you want to go around back. Okay. So what would you like to do around the back there, Quarthiss?
I want to keep an eye on things from the alleyways. I want to see if anybody's going in the back of the building, like if there's rooftops, people, is there any way to go from rooftop to rooftop?
Oh,
just sort of seeing if there's any other way into this building that somebody or people who may be watching this building from a more surreptitious position. That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, most of the buildings here are like 2 to 3 stories tall. Most have a shop in the base of them, and then give me an investigation check as you walk around the building, looking at everything.
So I'm not taking advantage because I'm using my eyes rather than my nose.
Correct.
And I get a 16.
Okay. So you kind of walk around the building. Just are you trying to be nonchalant? Like what's the deal? How are you approaching this?
Yeah, like I'm nonchalant. Like maybe I sort of adjust my pants before I go down the alley. Like I'm going to go to the bathroom or something or I have to go adjust something. I need a bit of privacy, and then while I'm
say that's not usually a thing women do as much.
no, they don't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
But finding a place where people aren't to adjust something.
That's fair. I think give me a stealth check just real quick, just out of curiosity. Which you're pretty good at, I think, aren't you? Being rogue and everything.
Yeah, it's 18.
18. Yeah. So you walk along. You see Suk in dog form, kind of like on the ground, panting, looks up at you and then looks away. You adjust your pants and you're like kind of just duck down this alleyway.
Suk is actually going to, whenever Darius unlocks the door and starts to go in, Suk is going to trot after and kind of go like, woof, and sort of do like this little begging thing, like,
Okay.
out of please feed me, and then we'll try to accompany her up the stairs.
All right. So Quarthiss, you duck around the back. It's mostly like packed dirt back here. It hasn't been cobbled yet, and it's like detritus and empty kegs and crates and that sort of stuff. But do you keep going around the building, or do you stop there?
If I haven't spotted anything, and this is including looking up at rooftops and window ledges and things like that, then I probably would go around the corner as well.
Okay. So yeah, they look a little bit too high to climb up on. A bit too tall. I mean, you could climb up if you wanted to try, but for like the average person, it's pretty far up.
What I'm trying to figure out is there somebody up there, like on another rooftop that could jump, or from another window?
I see.
That sort of thing is what I want to investigate.
Okay. You do find a ladder around the back, up against the back of the staircase.
All right, I think I just found it on the map too.
Yeah, you did. But you don't see any movement at all. It's very much
I'll hang out there. So I've got eye line on the alleyways, a little bit in the back.
This is kind of happening at the same time. Sorry. So Darius opens the door and kind of just like looks around a bit before heading inside. And as they step in, Sukara or Suk kind of trot over. Woof, 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 and Darius kind of looks down at you and just like gives you that little head nod, like come on then. Up you go. Sorry, I'm also trying to show people the things that are happening at the same time, so this is a lot going on. Okay. So yeah, you see Darius, or Bobo, Loco, you see Darius disappear inside. And then Suk kind of follows shortly after.
Are there a lot of other people out on the street?
There are work people getting around, yep. Are you trying to notice anything there, or?
I guess just looking around to see if anyone else is like watching Darius.
Give me a perception check, please.
Oh, whoops, on the wrong character.
Oh, you've run in zip.
Oh dear. Okay, let me try that again. That is 19.
19. You look around. You do see the bartender like kind of stop and do a double take at Darius as she walks in. That's about it. Bartender just kind of does like a double take at them. Yeah. What would you like to do now that Darius has entered? Quarthiss, you do see movement in that window as a door opens and a familiar figure steps into the upstairs room.
Just gonna watch, keeping an eye on things.
Okay. Pardon me.
I think my perspective's off, but I think it looks like I'm a giant in this picture.
No, it reads like foreground to me.
It's forced perspective.
Huh.
Okay. Yeah, that's where we're currently at.
I'm gonna strike up a conversation with the bartender.
All right. What do you say?
I'll say, nice weather we're having.
Well, right, it is, little master. It's not too bad, yeah.
What kind of ale is this?
Oh, that one, that's the brown.
Do you brew it on site?
No, we buy it from the brewers up in the trade ward there.
Is the bar like? Are there a lot of people in there?
It's. I didn't put them on the map because I felt like there would just be too much to look at. But yeah, pardon me. There is a few people in there. It's not like packed where it's like standing room only, but yeah, there are conversations happening and that sort of thing. So, but none of them seem, with that roll you made, none of them seem to be looking in the direction of the house or the apartment. So he continues on and says, "Aye, we buy it from brewers up in the trade ward there. They bring it down to us once a week. We go through quite a bit down here with all the workers and whatnot.
You get a lot of business down here, I suppose.
We do all right, yeah. We do okay." You see, they kind of like do it like they look across the street again, and just at the door. Yeah, they continue on saying, "Well, if there's nothing else I can help you with, I'll get back to work."
I just moved in, actually, so I'll probably be a regular here.
Right. Well, whereabouts did you move?
Just across the street, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Make a deception check.
14?
14. Did Clara move out? Thought I just saw her walk in.
Clara? I don't know. I haven't really met my neighbours.
Yeah, that one across the road. He'll point at the shop front.
Yep, that one.
Oh,
Renting a room there.
there's a young half-elf maid lives on the 3rd floor, and the owner of the shop lives on the 2nd.
I guess she must have moved out then.
Are you subletting from Clara, maybe?
No, from the owner.
Interesting. Well, Clara just went in. You might want to go and make sure she's not taking your things, I suppose.
Maybe she's still got the keys.
I hope not, for your sake.
She not the trustworthy type then.
Well, she's fine. Yeah, quiet lass. Keeps to herself mostly. Only pops by every now and again. But never too often. You know? Never really had a good conversation with her.
Right.
But yeah, if you were renting the place across the way and she just walked in, strange, but who am I to argue?
Well, I'll finish this first before I get into any scuffles.
Says, very well, and he kind of like does the like no hat on, but like pretends to tug at his forelock and heads off. Okay, so Sukara. You're going upstairs? Alright. I'm gonna drag you up, or would you do it yourself?
Windows. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it's not even on the map on the thing.
So what? So Darius opens the bottom door and begins to walk upstairs. I'm assuming that all these things are happening kind of at the same time. So it's like instead of kind of like this happens and then this, it's like everything's kind of same time, but the easy story.
Want to actually check for traps.
Oh, of course.
Like
yeah,
sniffle around. I kind of shove my way in front of Darius. Now that hopefully there are no eyes or visibility from the street in the stairwell.
Oh, sure. Are you going to change back into yourself? I see. Okay.
No. I'm just shoving my way in front of.
Okay.
Basically, I just don't want to look suspicious by being a very bossy dog.
You don't want to show too much intelligence as a canine. Okay,
I don't think I'm that much smarter than a canine.
You're like a K10.
You know what? I am apparently exactly as smart as Mastiff. According to the
Oh,
D&D.
really?
Wait. Oh, no. Okay. I think that's just because the D&D Beyond's wild shape thing actually keeps my stats for that. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So
That would be really
it's a sparsely decorated apartment. There's a made bed in the corner, in the northern corner, and then in the front of the room by the windows there is a table with an assortment of weapons. There's a separate room for the toilet, which is currently closed. But yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay. Would that be smell based or just regular vision and etc.?
Um.
Oh, actually, I have hearing and smell. So
Oh, well then.
I don't know if hearing does anything either.
I think it's more of a visual thing, especially as a
Okay.
dog. I guess
Fair.
make one with sight and then do a separate one with smell. I know that's a bit weird, but
Okay.
they're kind
Well,
of like
the sight
different
one
things.
is a 9,
Yeah.
and the smell one is an 11.
Okay.
Not spectacular either.
Well, as a dog, I think you've also kind of it's a little bit like overwhelming being down here. There's a lot of smells. You get charcoal from the fireplace. It was used not recently, but like recently enough that there's still like fresh charcoal in there. There's a bad odor coming from the toilet area, and you pick up on that. You're just like, oh god, that's gross.
Or for a dog. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm going to roll around in that. And on the table, I think I don't know. Did you smell the poison?
I don't think so, actually.
Okay.
I mean, unless I just happen to catch a whiff as...
You get a strange
I
smell
didn't
coming from
intention-
that front table.
Okay.
That's about it. Yeah, that's what you smell as a dog with those rolls. Then what was your actually what was the highest roll you had? It was an 11. Yeah, that's it. That's all you notice.
That makes me feel very reassured.
What would the other two of you like to do? This happens.
Just waiting, watching.
Yep.
Waiting, watching.
Continuing to
They've only made it into the front room, so
That's the one thing you do notice, Suk, is that there is only one room to this apartment, other than the separate room for the toilet.
Can I see them through one of the windows?
Give me a perception check. I know you've already done one, but that was for a separate thing.
16.
16. You can see movement in there. You can see the hair of your incognito assassin, Darius, as they open the door and kind of wander about the room.
Eventually, I only have an hour in wild shape at this point, so, and I'm sure most of it's been used up through the tracking.
It would have taken a while on that trek through the city.
Do you think more than an hour? Or no?
No, because I think it's fine. You get there, you're still a dog, but you know it's going to run out shortly.
Yeah. So I'll kind of take up a position near the front of the room, so I'm underneath the window, and whenever it runs out, I'll just basically poof back into kobold shape. That's more or less stay in the same position.
All right. I have your other token here as well, so I can change them out at any time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess you're leaving the search up to Darius then, for the most part?
I'll search as long as I can do it stealthily. So it's possible I might also just hide behind the screen next to the bed too.
Okay. As you move there, you do notice some things under the bed.
Okay.
Some objects down there. But you do notice on the table there is a notepad as well, like a book. And Darius will pick that up and kind of say, "There's a book here." And then she'll also investigate the vanity. Like this must have been where she applied her makeups, the disguise kits, and all that sort of thing.
I'm gonna check out what's under the bed at the moment.
Sure. You kind of like get down low as a dog, and you look inside. There's a little chest under there. Just sitting under
I
the
guess
bed.
I'll drop the shape and pull it out.
Okay. Yeah, you what's your transformation like? Is it like-
Probably very disturbing to look at because it basically all the forms just sort of like it turns red at first and then the hair kind of expands and flattens out to form the scales of the gold. Like
Is it a
the
little
snout
bit-
shape is actually pretty similar, but
a little bit animorphs or
very animorphs.
yeah. So yeah, you come back yourself wearing all your kit, and then you look under the bed. Do you just grab it and drag it out, or are you
Check again, see if there's any
give me an investigation check?
surprises. Oh boy, my best. That was a 6.
6. Yeah, I mean, can't see any tripwires or
Seems fine.
loaded crossbows or anything. So yeah, you just pull it out, and nothing happens. And Darius hears that and will turn around and say, "Oh, what'd you find?" And they'll walk over here, holding the book in one hand, and watch you as you.
I'll say, let's see. And I try to fling open the lid dramatically.
Oh, did I?
Watch it be locked.
Oh, I changed. Shit. Whoops. That was a mistake I made. I don't know if you saw that. That's fine. I don't think anyone saw it. Okay. Okay. It is locked.
I try to fling it open dramatically and tip it on his back instead.
Darius is like, careful there. You
try
can
to
pick locks,
unlock
right?
If picking means bashing, yeah, I sure can. And I will.
Darius
I'm
would
not trained in anything.
Darius would know that I am trained in that.
Probably, but you're not there. So
Yeah, but I'm just at the back.
okay.
If you wanted somebody, you could go get them. That's what I'm trying to say.
What would you like to do? Got it.
Can I attempt to try and break the lock off?
Sure. Yeah. I guess
I'm sure this will not.
make
hurt
an
anything.
attack roll
Okay.
or an athletics check. Either or.
I think I'll do athletics. They're actually the same roll, but regardless. That is a 22.
22. Yeah, you kind of.
I just kind of insert my claws in the little lock mechanism and then dig it into the wood and then go.
And just pop it, yeah. Nice. Yeah, and it breaks apart easy. And you open it up. And inside, there's it's kind of divided into two. It's not a huge box. It's kind of small. One side, it's just a bunch of slips of card. Notes. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different cards with as you flick through them, there's a bunch of different like faces, and then you pull one out, and then it says like 250 gold pieces underneath it. Put it back in, flick through, pull out another one, and that one says 500. Put that one back in, and so yeah, you think these are also. There's not like a lot of them. There's maybe like 24 of the cards in there, but you think these are also targets for assassination. There's also a handwritten note in there.
Now that they've been in there for a while, can I get in there through the ladder?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a little note in there that you pulled out, and it's folded up, and you unfold it, and it says Van Cromwell's Imports, midnight. And that's the note I've just put on the screen for you. And that lines up with information you got from the assassin earlier. So yeah, they've been in there a while. Quarthiss, and you realize they haven't even checked in, and it's kind of like standard operating procedure to like let everyone know that everything's okay once you're in there, and they haven't reported. So you're getting a little bit worried. So you want to climb up this ladder?
Yeah. Is there a mini? Like, I don't know how to get my mini inside.
Oh, that's because I've made it impossible for you to do it through the walls. But I can always click and drag you, need be. So, but yeah, give me an athletics check with advantage. Climb the ladder.
Can I use acrobatics instead of athletics?
Sure.
All right, then that's 21.
21. All right, yeah. You pull yourself up the ladder. You feel a couple of the steps kind of sag under your weight, but you get up the top, and you try to open the window, and then as you do so, Darius kind of like turns around, pistol drawn, pointed right at you, and you're in the window just like hey, me, what this? The window's locked, but Darius will walk over and unlock it and open it, and there. Right, come on in. More the merrier.
If there was more in the box, go ahead, continue with that.
But you walk in and see more or less the same thing. What's Bobo doing at this point?
Getting
Getting
soused.
worried, or you? Okay, so you're on your second beer at this point. Just kind of finish one, and there's a next one, another one beside you, and the bartender just kind of nods at you and smiles and walks away. Welcome to the neighborhood, he says.
I'll talk to him at length about the bar that my brother owns.
And you listen intently, unless he needs to, serve other people. And then he'd be like, "Oh, I'll be right back," and ducks off. Yeah, and there's just a few loose coin in there. There's like maybe 50 platinum pieces.
I will pocket that
Okay. Done.
without even thinking about it particularly.
Swoop. Darius will say, I don't know what we're going to find here, but I think this is, well, I don't know what to say.
Well, doesn't look like we've drawn any suspicion so far. As far as I can tell. Do you see anything else out there? Quarthiss?
Can I do an investigation check of the room?
Yeah, go for it. Now, are you doing a visual-based one or a scent-based one?
I'm going to do visual mainly,
Okay.
and I got a 21.
21? Yeah, so you find, you notice all the things that I mentioned earlier when Sakara did the same role. There's that table at the front that has a bunch of weapons on it, and had the book that Darius now holds. It looks like the bed hasn't been slept in for a couple of days. Definitely that vanity over here next to the washroom looks like it is used for applying makeups and disguises and that sort of thing. Hold on, I'm just going to turn off that thing, so you guys can draw around it instead. And yeah, it looks like the window that you came in through has been used quite a bit. You figure there's like some dirt on the ledge that you didn't add, like it's dried up and like kind of turned into a little bit of a powder. You think that's the way the assassin would leave the building when going out on their escapades, rather than via the front door.
Okay. Can I look in the room nobody's looked in, the chamber pot room,
Yeah, go
just
for
in
it.
case there's someone there?
Yeah, you wander over to that door, and you just open it up. Like, what's the plan?
It's going to be the...
Yeah.
Just in case there's somebody in there.
Okay. So yeah, you open the door up, and do you have your sword out, ready to?
Yep.
Okay. Lucky you do, because as you open it up, there is a cloaked, like a hooded figure with their sword drawn. And as you open the door up and put your sword forward, almost in a joking manner, they kind of just parry it and then go to strike at you. Roll initiative.
Was that what my sniff test failed to notice?
Yes, that is correct.
Too much doo-doo.
Yep. Very clever place to hide against a...
17 for initiative.
Okay.
All right.
Give me a sec. I'm just setting up the initiative turn order.
4. I'm very surprised.
Oh, hold on. There it goes. Give me a sec.
Oh my god, the assassin just appeared, teleported into the party by magic.
The thing I was saying before that no one noticed that's good, is I had accidentally turned on an assassin in the room instead of your new token. So, whoops.
I don't have my token at the moment anyway.
I was too busy on the drawing page to notice any change there.
Good. All the better. Okay, so, sorry, Quarthiss, you said 17?
Yes.
Okay, I'll put that in for you. Darius didn't roll that great. 9. And this other person got... Yep, okay, cool. Yeah, I guess I should show you. So it's springing forth from the room. It's a figure that looks something like this.
Ooh.
They hold a curved blade that has like a double length hilt. That. So yeah, can everyone see their tokens or no?
Nope.
You can't see yours?
I have no token,
Really?
as far as I can tell. So everything on the map right now is kind of grayed out.
Oh, okay. That's my bad. It's the dynamic lighting. I still don't know how to control it. It's so weird. How about that?
Yes, there we go.
They just updated it too, so that makes it even more confusing for me.
Yeah.
If I didn't have secrets to keep, I wouldn't have used it. It's fine. So, just so everyone can see what's going on at home. This is what's happening. And then across the way, oh, you can't see them because they're out, is a young Bobo Loco drinking it up. Not even Not even worrying about what his comrades are up to.
Well,
Okay,
you're on.
worry about.
Most halflings are on second breakfast. You're on second beer fist.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long day. Very stressful.
I don't mean to shame. You know, been known
This is
to
your pint at the
enjoy.
pub.
I've been known to enjoy a good drink or two in my time. Okay. All right. So what did you get, Sukara, for your initiative? 4? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just looking through all the cards, like collecting them like a little booster pack.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this one's 1,000 gold.
Well, you know what? Before we get stuck into combat, can you give me a history check?
That was a 3.
You have no idea who these people are. You're just like, this looks like that card that the assassin had. What's up with that?
Who's this? The queen? I don't know her.
I don't know the queen. Not personally, anyway. But hey. So first up is Bobo Loco. You're sitting at the pub, having a drink, chatting it up with the bartender.
Do I notice anything untoward happening?
Give me a perception check.
Window is at the front of the house, right?
That's true.
17.
The water closet. I mean,
There are 3
17?
windows.
Yeah, so from your perspective, you're kind of chatting away and you take a sip of your beer and you turn around to look up to see just how things are going. And you see Quarthiss kind of like rearing back, like blocking an attack from someone.
All right. Well, I will finish my beer and put it down and then say, well, I think that's enough for me. I'm going to go head back. But it was lovely meeting you.
Give me a con save, just real quick. I just want to see. Anything but a 1 is probably fine.
17.
Okay, yeah, you're good. You kind of like, you got that
Halfling
stamina.
Actually, yeah, if she got a 1, couldn't she have rerolled that anyway with luck?
That's
Halfling
true.
luck.
that's why they don't get drunk.
I will double move.
That was actually a pretty good story for that you gave to also give you reason to go up to that same room.
Let me just okay, I'll get up the stairs.
All right, so you it's chatting with the bartender, kind of turn around to check. You see Quarthiss, like blocking an attack from some unknown assailant, and you're like, well, time to go. Go. And then you like get up and start to run across the street, and the bartender's like, oh, you happened.
Not really running.
You're double moving. That's essentially running.
Okay. Running then.
You're walking at a brisk pace. You're a power walking.
Put it on my tab!
Have to go to the water closet.
He's like, hey, hold on. And you're like, nope, see you later.
I'll go back and pay him later.
Yeah. All good. So that's as far as you get?
Yeah.
All right. Quarthiss, you are up.
I want to do what I think would be the funniest thing to do, which is use my decanter of endless water nose ring and shoot water at them to knock them back into the water closet and just keep them like being sprayed in that. So in that case, they need to make a strength saving throw.
Strength save. Okay. They roll a 6 total.
Then they are knocked prone and take a d4 bludgeoning damage, which is 4.
4? Okay. So describe to me what you do, and I'll describe what the this figure does.
Okay, so we're facing off like this, and I just go like that, and I go like I don't know what my command word would be. Probably something like flow, and just a spray of water goes and hits them like square in the chest, knocking them back into the water closet. That's kind of my.
So this figure looks like a trained professional, like they know how to wield a blade. You pop in and they were ready to block it almost instantly. What they weren't prepared for was this jet of water to hit them square in the chest and face that throws them back to the like in a seated position on the toilet with the sword up, trying to block it. But you've essentially like pinned them there with the water. So they're considered prone, but for story's sake, they're kind of just sitting on the toilet, trying to stop the water from getting in their face. Now, do they have to make a saving throw again on their turn, or like what's the?
It doesn't say anything about like being able to hold it and keep and pin someone against a wall. Sort of like there's like I knocked them down, but then like they should be able to stand up. There isn't a rule. There's nothing in the rules about me being able to pin someone with it.
Okay.
So I would like to use my bonus action because of my mastermind to give advantage to one of my compatriots. We'll say our kobold friend to say like.
I can give it to Darius, actually. That should be fine.
Okay. Say, point out where he's not wearing armor.
Okay.
Like, I'll just be like, shoot for the arms or whatever it is that's, I can't remember the picture. I don't think there was a lot of armor there. Or shoot him in the foot.
Okay. Yeah. Go for the weak point.
So that if he is not prone by the time it's her turn, she still has advantage.
All right. So that's your attack. Did you want to do anything else?
No, I'm happy. I don't want to move. I'll stay where I am.
Oh. Then it is the individual's turn. They're going to like, as they try to get the water out of their mouth, they're going to stand up and try to fight against it. So just to reiterate, it's a one-time effect. It's not like a constant thing.
I mean, it's continually coming out.
Yeah.
But I think they can just try and move to the side of it. Like they can just slip out.
Okay.
They have to use half their action to get up from prone, or half their move.
Course.
I mean.
Yeah. Let me take a quick look at it. It's the jug of endless. Well,
Decanter of Endless Water,
Decanter.
page 161 in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
So, because I don't want to get anything wrong here, because it's a pretty boss move. Stream produces 1 gallon of water, fountain produces 5, geyser produces 30 gallons of water that gushes forth in a geyser 30 feet long and 1 foot wide. As a bonus action, while holding together, you can see. Right. Okay, so I guess you can do it again on your turn if you wanted to, like, fire hose them down. You could try it again. But I think I'm just going to I'm going to make a roll for them to see if they can move. And yeah, they roll pretty high, so that's fine. So yeah, they get up and they kind of like maneuver around it. And as you like move your trunk to spray them, they duck under it and then like try to slash up and then try to make an attack roll on you. So that is going to be. This short sword slashes at you. First one is a 23 to hit.
It's a hit.
So 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then a second attack comes at you. But you redirect the flow and then knock their arm out of the way. And it misses.
Got it.
Then it is Darius. And Darius is going to cock the pistol and point it at the water closet, but can't see a clear shot, and is just going to hold their turn.
Shoot for the feet. You can see the feet.
To Sakara, you're up.
Okay. I don't know how possible this is, but
I like it when it starts out like that. It's gonna be fun.
my idea is to move just about to here, and then use the pike to ram right through the wall and into the assassin.
Okay. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I could make that.
I think it's going to be an attack roll with disadvantage
Okay.
because the wall's
I-
not that thick, but it's you're not exactly sure where the figure is, but you have a pretty good
Yep.
idea.
I also have pack tactics, which gives me advantage if an ally is within 5 feet.
Oh, okay. So straight roll then.
Yep. Okay. And not yet. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna straight up.
Okay.
So that is a 21.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
That hits.
So I just rammed this pike over this little tabletop thing, or maybe
Yeah.
under, actually, considering my height, in through the wall with a crunch and splinters flying. And
you hear sound as you've definitely hit home.
10 damage.
10 damage. What? That's nuts. Anything else?
Let's move. Nope, that will be it for now. Oh, actually, I think I. Oh no, I don't have it. Okay, yeah, that's it.
And then Bobo Loco. You back up.
All right, I will continue to move. I will come into the room and be like, everything's fine at the pub. What did you guys find in here?
You see Sukara has their pike jammed through the wall into something, and they just look at you.
If I move around here, can I see the guy? No, probably not, right?
From there, you can see something inside the room, but you're not sure what.
I'll just be like,
What if I move behind Quarthiss?
Yeah, you can see around or through Quarthiss's legs or something like that.
I'm going to try and shoot him.
Okay.
I'm going to say, hold still. Quarthiss,
Stop moving.
don't move. That's a 13.
To hit the assassin.
Yes.
Looking fellow. Yeah, that hits. The shot rings out.
5 damage.
Only 5?
It just grazed him because it was an awkward shot.
Not having a good time of it. All right, and Quarthiss, your turn again. Unless Bobo Loco, did you have anything else you wanted to do?
No.
I'm going to attack this time with my rapier for 17,
Yep, that hits.
and I'm going to do 6 damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my bonus action again to point out another weak point. Like, I'm going to tell Bobo Loco this time. I'm going to say, go for the knees.
All right.
So you have advantage, Bobo, on your next attack.
Thank you.
I think it's this turn. Like, I think it has to be used this turn.
Oh, it has to be. Okay, so it doesn't carry over. It's like.
I'm pretty sure. I'm going to look that up, but I think that's how it works. But that ends my turn.
Curious. Okay. So the window in here isn't that big, but you see this individual. Their hood now pushed back from the water stream. They have the long, slender ears of an elf. a purebred elf, like a full, like born in the Elven Empire. They kind of like block an attack. You get them again, and then the water is like just too much for them. And you see them make a decision, and they leap through the window. Yeah. It's kind of
Oh,
like,
that window.
yeah. He just like blocks it and then like ducks down and then like jumps through.
Do we get attacks of opportunity?
Because he's within your range, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both Quarthiss and me.
Yep. You both get attacks of opportunity there.
I got the same roll to hit as last time, and I got 7 damage. Sorry, 5 damage.
All right, and then
I got 22 and 8 damage.
22 and 8. Okay. They kind of like and then try to leap through. And as they do, you see an opportunity and you just strike. And Sukara, not even really aware that they're moving, you just stab through. And halfway out, you hear that last breath that someone makes as they are stabbed to death, and they're dead before they even land on the eave of the building below.
Oh, we didn't really want to kill them, did we?
Well, you did. So,
Well, yeah, we didn't say we were using non-lethal damage. We forgot we were playing
True. Yep.
good guys, cops, supposedly.
you play this how you want. It's just
But can I say that I actually hit them in the foot? I'm like, I said go for the foot, and that's what I hit when they were going out.
Sure. Okay. Sukara still dealt more than enough damage to kill them. But they've just jumped out. You're pretty sure that like the sound they made was like them dying. But you know that, so it's not their turn. Well, that was their turn, but we'll stay in initiative round unless you tell me it's fine. But if there's anything you want to do, Darius is going to be like, what's he going to say? What's she going to say? She went out the window. What? Oh my
Kill
goodness.
them. I try and
Yeah, Bobo's gonna like look out the window. What a mess. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Darius kind of like runs down the staircase, weapon out, and looks up, and then
How many people are watching right now?
like the gunshots that have gone off and the noises. Yeah, there's a lot of people kind of just watching the apartment above. And as the person jumped out, the whole crowd in the street was just like, the group sound of that.
As a body was tossed out the window
Yeah.
by itself.
And
but,
then it landed and with a crunch, and glass shattered all over the sidewalk and everything. So you don't see this because you're upstairs, but cinematically, Darius runs out with the gun drawn and like goes to point it, and looks up at this body kind of half hanging over the edge, blood dripping down onto the sidewalk, and work people's around just watching.
Just a question about the architecture here. Is it like, is that kind of, this here kind of like the roof of the upper floor is set back?
Yes,
and
yeah.
this is roof?
The two upper floors are set back, so that's kind of like the shop front
Right.
for the shop underneath. So it's like, it was like a story, 2 stories down. Well, yeah, about 10 feet down. But this individual thought they would rather take their chances with jumping out the window than trying to fight through members of some elite police force. So, but
can I try to heal them? Use some sort of medicine check on them.
so that was Darius's turn. It's now.
Okay.
We'll just go turn order. If no one wishes to do anything, we can go through it pretty quick. But Sukara, it's your turn. Your pike is through there. As you pull it back, it's like dripping blood. What would you like to do?
I guess I am going to go to the window and check.
You see, he dead.
Oh. I say, oops. And then I look around at the watchers. And I think I'm going to. I think she is going to make the decision that stealth isn't really that helpful right now, and is going to leap out the window.
I will. We'll reiterate part of the items you have in your inventory. One is a badge of office, so it's kind of like a police shield that you could show if you wanted to.
But the whole thing here was about not letting tipping off the people that, hey, we're involved now.
Yeah. Well,
However, I guess I am plainclothes-ish. But
that's true. We all switched to plainclothes last week.
You did, yeah, yeah. But it's up. I just wanted to reiterate that you have that as something you can use if you wish. But
yeah,
sorry.
So I'm going to jump out onto the thing.
Okay.
Pull out the good berries. I still have 9 of them left,
okay.
And see if stuffing them into the assassin's would do anything.
They are barely.
Like, are they dead? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to start rolling death saving throws for them on their turn.
Okay, cool. In that case, then I want to manacle them and then shove some berries in their face.
You drag them back up and put some manacles on their hands. Gesundheit.
Sorry.
And then you drop a berry in their mouth and realize, oh, they're not even chewing, but they have like barely like ragged breathing, and then you kind of like have to squeeze it so the juice comes out, and then like put it in their mouth, and then massage their throat
like a little baby, just eat. I kind of like the idea of like Suk, instead of actually jumping out, she's like fishing with the pike, kind of trying to catch the belt.
There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you managed to feed a good berry to this very almost dead individual. How much hit points do they get back?
1 per berry. So if they only need 1, then I'll just do 1.
They are now at 1 hit point, and their eyes open and flutter and look at you. What languages do you speak?
I'm on Draconic, Druidic, Sylvan.
I speak Elvish.
You pick up a bit of Sylvan, and you recognize that this is Elvish, and then they kind of just pass out, but they're alive and stabilized. We'll drop out of the turn order there. What would you guys? What would you like to do now? Combat's over.
Pull them back in and investigate them. Go through their stuff, see if there's any clues as to who they are.
Sure. So Sakara, you're on the rooftop with them, right? No.
I had wanted to pull. Depending on if I either like fish them back in with a pike or just jumped out and then like propelled them back inside. Either way. Well, if we're doing it in turn order, it probably would have taken a couple of turns.
Yeah. So basically where they are on that rooftop is like it's like the roof of the first story, and then you were inside the 3rd floor, so you would have had to like leave.
3rd floor, so would have actually had been a bit.
Yep. You would have had to leave the building to get to them. Unfortunately.
So it would be easier to get them down to the ground than it would be to get them back inside the apartment.
Well, get them down, take them up the stairs, back into the apartment if you want. You currently have like a lot of onlookers watching, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
I'm going to go down and do some
you
crowd
killed
control.
that poor person.
All right, everybody, step back. This is a police investigation. I'm going to like pull out my badge of office.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check with advantage, please.
Oh, with advantage?
Yep.
The highest I got was 14.
Okay. You see people look at it and look at you, and they're like, They kind of like hold up their hands, like, okay, I understand. And you see them looking, not this person in particular, but other people, like they're looking at what's happening. Yeah.
I'm going to say to Darius, I'm going to say, see if you can find some of the watch nearby. We need to set up a perimeter here.
All right, and Darius will say, hey, all right, and kind of
We
run off
did send some people here, didn't we?
to the
The warehouse.
Yeah,
Oh,
you put some, I think, some plainclothes people in the warehouse. But yeah, Darius leaves, and after helping you get the body off the roof, do you leave it on the street level, or do you take it back up into the?
I think
We should probably
upstairs.
take it back up so we're not
Yeah.
in the middle of the street.
Okay. So,
make sure that we're
Like,
not dropping
he's
anything.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, give me an investigation check to see if you drop anything.
14.
Darius isn't here. I just want to point that out. But I need her on the map so I can show everybody. Otherwise, everything turns off. You can't see a thing. You know what? I'm just going to turn off the dynamic lighting now because we don't need it. Probably the best thing to do. How's that? Can everyone still see?
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. In that case, I can take. Hey. All right. So you drag the body back up, or you not drag it, but like I'm guessing you carry it up the stairs and lay it down on the rug.
There's probably some dragging involved, sure.
Not just a little bit.
Grab by the bottom of the boot.
Give me investigation check to see if you left anything behind.
Was 14.
14. You pick up the sword that they had. You see a bunch of glass scattered around, but you don't see any other items that they might have dropped upon landing. Thankfully. And they're alive and manacled and in a semi-state of consciousness. They are just breathing quite raggedly, laying on the ground there. What would you like to do?
I want to go through their stuff.
Right. So in addition to the sword...
I got a nat 20 on that investigation check, so that's
Okay.
plus
Nice.
6 on that.
Perfect. That's really good. So yeah, you find the sword, which is now that you get a closer look at it, it's obviously of elvish make. You find a coin purse that has coin of this realm, but also elven coin in it, and a couple of vials of a similar poison that you found earlier. So that's more or less it. There's not really anything else on them. There's no notes. But that's like anything else you find is like it's inconsequential. This is like the important stuff.
I would like to have a look at those trading cards that Suk was looking at before.
Okay. You go over and check them out, and they look very much like the cards that you found on the assassins, or like in the assassin's inventory in the second game.
But do they
I'll point
remind?
out the most interesting ones. Look, this one's really high cost. Nobody liked this one. This was like 50 gold.
Do I recall anything? Can I do a history check too?
Yeah. Give me an investigation and a history, one at a time, and tell me which one you're rolling, please.
My history was not very good. It was under 10. Give me a second here. But my investigation wasn't terrible. It was 15.
Okay. You look at them all and you flick through them, and you don't recognize any of the faces. You feel like these people are probably important, but you just can't place them. And as you flick through them, you realize that they range from like 150 gold at the lowest to 500 at the most, and they're all again kind of screen printed. They are like it's from a printing press. How these things are made.
I'm going to pocket those.
Yeah, easily. You can add that to your inventory. Just put down, what did I say, 24 cards?
I mean, I know that Suk wanted some, so like I'll take the ones Suk doesn't want.
Okay.
So that
I just keep the interesting ones, like with the funny faces or the high value targets or whatever.
There's one guy who has like a pretty high amount, and he's got this big walrus mustache.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely give that one.
You got to draw that one now, Priscilla.
Cuckoo.
I mentioned to the group, say, I was thinking that maybe I could ask some of my contacts if they know where these came from.
What's that noise?
Oh, sorry, that's siren.
Oh, okay. I was like, is something broken? I don't know. It's all good. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
I think that we could take these and, we should wait for the watch to get back and take this guy into custody. And maybe we can ask about these cards, find out who made them.
Sounds like a plan.
I think at that point...
Loco, we'll get you more to imbibe. There'll be more drinks. We'll go to a tavern.
Now that sounds like a good plan to me.
It's at that point Darius arrives again, gun stuffed into their belt, and says, I've brought some of the members of the local watch. They downstairs. They have a van. We can load this ne'er-do-well in there and take them back to questioning. And you see a couple of uniformed, like regular watch come upstairs. They've got their like the tall hats on, and they have some short swords at their side, and they kind of one like tilts it back as he looks at the scene and says, "Blimey, what happened here?"
Just another Wednesday.
All right. Well, this is the one we'll be loading up then, eh?
That's the one.
And Darius says, I'll make sure this one gets back to HQ. Put him in a cell and ask him some questions. Think we have to worry about thematic immunity with this here? Or should the Elven Council be notified, do you think?
Not just yet. Let us continue the investigations. Maybe, this figure, I'm not sure they're an elf. Maybe there's some sort of magic spell on them that has transformed them. We should do a thorough investigation before we notify them.
All right. Well, your call, I suppose. It's your investigation.
Maybe they have a rogue person we need to find out about, but we should ask about that. But I don't think we should go around telling them about people.
No. Fair. I'll get this.
You're muted.
I was gonna say, Suk looks really confused at this, and then looks at the unconscious figure of the assassin and back, but then is just like clearly something I don't understand what's going on, and stays quiet.
Okay.
Darius simply says, "Yeah, it's your investigation. I'm just here to help out, but I'll get this crime scene squared away and get this prisoner transported back to the HQ." But yeah, you're pretty confident as you come downstairs. There's a van there, horses at the front, kind of clip-clopping as they wait patiently. Big van at the back with bars on it. The elven figure is brought down, kind of like unceremoniously thrown into the back, and then that's closed and locked up. You're kind of more watch arrive, and they kind of like set up the tape and all that sort of stuff. It's more of like a rope, I suppose. the yellow rope to like cordon off.
Oh,
the...
before we leave, I'm gonna go and pay the bartender.
Oh. He would say like, that was something, eh? Yes.
Sorry about that.
That was you.
Well, not me, but my colleagues. Well,
Right.
can get a bit messy, this line of work.
I suppose you'll be wanting a new place to live then. That's unfortunate.
Well, them's the breaks.
Good luck, young master. I hope you find something.
I will. Don't worry about me.
Mark off 2 silver from your inventory, please. Or gold. It's 10 silver per 1 gold, right? All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a metric system of
So confusing.
money.
Is it 10 platinum per... No, 1 platinum per 10 gold?
Yeah. Electrum is the only one that gets weird. That's why people don't use it.
Also the half moons in Waterdeep, which are like... I can't remember what they are. They're like 50 silver or something like that. It's weird, but... and then, yeah. You have these cards and you're left to figure out what you want to do from here.
I'd like to go to one of the taverns that I know of where I get my information from.
Right. So you know of 2. I'll pull up those notes because they're from different session. Just a sec. Yeah, you know of 2 taverns. There's the Kraken, which we've spoken about, and there's another one that's kind of a little bit shady. It puts itself across as an upstanding place, and it looks quite nice, but you know that there's a lot of deals done in there that are below the board. But you figure like either of these 2 are like the best place to start. The Kraken you're already like familiar with. That's down in the dock ward, which I'll just pop you over to the map so you can take another look. You'd be pretty close to that as it is. So there's that one, and where is the other one? Give me the stalwart mouse is the second, and I think that's in one of the trade wards. My notes are all over the place. This is fun. Yeah, trade ward north. You don't really know... I guess, do you know individual people that work in this trade?
I think so. I mean, unless you're telling me I can't.
No, this is what I'm asking. I'm like, do you know...
I wouldn't necessarily know assassins, but I would know, criminals.
Okay.
Maybe a forger or somebody like that. Somebody who knows about paper and all that would be a good person to go to talk to.
Yeah. I think you know of... okay. So, Finbar Briathnak, who is a halfling gentleman that owns the Stalwart Mouse, also known as Barry the Fence. He's a fixer in the city, and he has been known or been suspected of setting up assassination attempts, but nothing has been proven. Nothing has led back to him, or if it has, witnesses have disappeared. That type of thing. It's all a little bit sketchy. You do know one person that kind of floats that line between talented individual and maybe sometimes crossing the line. And their name is Portuan, and they are known to hang out at the Kraken. So there's two people that spring to mind.
I think I'll go to the Kraken. Unless you guys have a strong feeling I shouldn't.
Kraken sounds good.
All right. I feel like going after the person who hasn't been pinned on this yet. I don't want to go up to them and ask them questions because they obviously will not talk to me about it. We won't admit anything.
That's a fair assumption.
So are we going with you to the Kraken?
Yeah, we're all undercover clothes, so we should all just hang out.
Okay.
Unless somebody doesn't want to. If you want to go in separately or have another plan.
I mean, I don't know how non-obvious a little kobold with a giant pike is. But I guess I could put the pike aside.
I guess just lean it against.
We get to the
Like,
tavern and
yeah.
I'm like, listen, just leave it outside, all right?
But
Just
There should be a guardhouse nearby. We can go to
It's
the
true.
guardhouse, leave it with them.
Very true. And you know that they there's like an order, like a pecking order to the police in the city. The watch are kind of like the lowest rung of that. They're the ones that deal with like the day to day of like make sure traffic's flowing and that sort of stuff. And you're kind of at the very top. You are like the cream of the crop. You're not the highest rank within the Queen's Pride, but if you show them your badge, we're members of the Pride. They're like, oh yes, sir, no sir. What can we do for you, sir? That type of thing. So you could
sure,
definitely go
like
there.
FBI versus county police.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, I will leave pike.
not
And
more lethal
actually-
force either.
Begrudgingly, just.
It's probably for the best, really.
Okay, so give me a second. I'll line it up. So yeah, you head to the dock ward and find the Kraken. It is it's a completely wooden affair. It's built over docks. So you can walk under it and head out along the pier to get to like where ships dock to bring supplies in. It was a warehouse at one point, but they kind of stripped out the first floor, set it up so it's all on the second floor of this building. You have to go upstairs to get there. It's not a classy joint. A lot of sailors drink here. It's very kind of raucous, or it can be, especially depending on the crew that's just come into town.
Where's
But yeah,
where's the warehouse that the assassin Sally was supposed to meet her hirers
that one,
in relation to here?
I think that was in Trades Ward South.
Okay.
And we're in trade ward. No, we're in the dock ward.
You're in the dock ward, yeah.
Okay, so it wouldn't be take very long to get there.
No, it wouldn't. No. It's starting to get to that point where the sun's beginning to set, and you've got quite a few hours before midnight rolls around, which is when the assassin was due to meet them for the rest of the payment.
Yep.
But yeah, you're in dock ward, looking at this. I've called it the Skull Crack *Inn, but I can't remember if it was just the Crack Inn or the Skull Kraken is better. Can't remember what we went with.
It was
think it's
Skull
Kraken.
Crack Inn, INN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just heard it as the Kraken, like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. But,
It's a play on that, right? So it's
right.
That was the name that they were going to call. What was that Pokemon? The one that Magikarp turns into.
Gyarados?
Gyarados?
Yeah, his name originally was going to be Skull Kraken, but for some reason I didn't go with it.
a little bit too
Too
aggressive
dark.
for the show about the animals that fight each other. Okay, so you enter the inn. There's a few people milled about, including an acquaintance of yours, who I mentioned before. Oh wow, this is getting pretty big.
Enter like, oh, they're there. Very cool.
Kind of like pulled up at a table, just sipping on something. You're not sure what. Could be. You think it's beer though.
I'm gonna have the others like take a booth near me, but not necessarily sit at my booth. Like I want you guys to be able to hear and interject, but I'm not sure I should let them know that you're also cops.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll sit at the booth behind you if it's open.
So what you know about Tortuan is that he is a turtle, fencer of great renown, and has been known, but has not been convicted of engaging in illegal activities. Was a sailor at one point, but has settled in the city for some time. Will occasionally still go on, when he needs a bit of money to like pay for rent and that sort of thing. But that's all you really know about him.
We've shared a drink or something, played some dice games or something like that.
For sure. Does he know that you're a police officer?
That's up to you. I haven't told him.
Okay. Perhaps he could be one of your informants.
Okay, sure. So
Made a plea deal.
Yeah, he does know I'm a police, but knows that as long as he isn't targeting the Queen or somebody who's important to the Queen, I'm not going to call on them. Like if I found out that they killed a business person, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of like gives you information about people that he gets feeds you information in return for being left on the street. Which is fair. You've got some pretty good stuff out of him. It's led to some pretty high tier arrests. And you know what? He kind of enjoys. Well, I don't want to tell you how to play your character, but he's a very very affable, very nice guy. Considering what he does for a living, is pretty grim.
Wait, so he's an assassin? Is that right?
He has been known to dabble in it.
Right.
But has not been convicted. How much of this Quarthiss shares with you before you get there is another question, but...
I'm going to see this fellow. He's a bit shady. He probably knows where these cards come from. Dabbles in that sort of thing. It's been very reliable for me. Good informant. Good asset. So I'll sit down across. I'll go to the bar and get what I think that they usually like to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then walk over with one for me and one for them.
Kind
It's
of look
like
at
seawater.
the tortoise and like try to crane my neck around, and I say to Bobo, I don't think he has a good butt at all. And then I get us a couple of drinks and say, what do you want? We got a lot of money.
Yeah, you can get yourself a couple of drinks easy enough. Tortuan kind of looks up at you as you approach and smiles, like a big wide smile, and he says, have you given him your real name, or do you have like a different name that you use?
He probably knows my real name, but knows we don't use it.
Okay.
Like they might have told me like when we're alone somewhere, but when we're in public, we have a fake name.
Okay.
So I think it should be also inspired by what we're doing. So let's go with Dumas.
Dumas? Okay, very good. So as you approach, you see he smiles, his big smile, and gestures to the seat opposite him and says, Dumas, good to see you. It's not quite that time to meet up. Is there something I can help you with?
I hope so. I have, here, first of all, here, have a drink. And I slide it over.
Oh, thank you. Uh-huh. And he drains off the rest of his other one, pushes that up to the side, and gives you like a cheers, and then drinks that. And puts it down. Says, yes, we are not due to meet for another week here. What, something must be troubling you. And you realize he's already starting to slip into that thieves' cant, where it's like he's asking you pretty straightforwardly, what are you doing here? We're not meant to meet up for another week. I don't have anything for you at the moment.
Something's come up. I am afraid that there has been the clock has struck 12, and it was there's something wrong in the gears, and it didn't go quite as it had planned. And anyways, I'm trying to find out who might have been messing around with the clocks. And I'm going to palm with my giant elephant palm so that they can see a couple of the cards and say, I'm looking to find out somebody went after a very high value clock. It was a very high value clock that got messed up.
You mean like a masterwork clock? Like the cream, the very top?
Very like a grandfather clock, like the grandest father clock. Somebody was messing with one of those clocks, and
you see his eyes like widen when you say that, and he's like, "Woof, that takes a lot of strength, a lot of balls to do that."
They had one of these of the clock. They had a picture of a clock, and I need to find out whose time has come. Who is making these clock pictures, perhaps, or
right.
How the clock picture got into the person's hands.
Oh. And you see he kind of like stops, and he's like, I'm not exactly sure how to like that look on his face is like, this is heavy, this is huge. He'll kind of like look around.
We can go talk somewhere more private if you would like.
You know what? I need to stretch my legs. Let's head down to the dock and back.
Right.
And he'll drain off the rest of his drink and then put that down and kind of stand up, adjust his belt, and kind of walk out, expecting you to follow.
Yep, I follow.
You head down the stairs. You can see he's had quite a few. He's a little bit woozy.
I'll leave
I
it
look
like
after.
like a minute or so, and then also follow.
Okay. The dock's not like super long. It's like, it's long enough that a full-size ship could dock at it, but it's you would be able to see like one end from the other. Sorry, Priscilla, you were about to say something?
Oh no, that was just Suit going. Where are they going? What? They just split.
So you, Quarthiss and Tortwan, they both head downstairs. Give me, if you want to follow and you want to do it quietly, give me a stealth check, please.
Or, I kind of look at Bobo and go like, should we follow? I mean, do you think? You don't think Quarthiss has as well in hand? Kind of more.
Natural 20.
Okay.
And I wanted to,
Me too.
Oh well, there you go.
Nice.
So stealthy.
I think it is. You're both just really little, so you can hide behind crates and boxes.
He has a really big shell, also. So like every time he turns, we're just like.
It takes him. He has to. He's one of those people who has to turn his whole body to look around.
Yeah.
He can't like just turn. So you can. As soon as you see him turn, you're like, "Whoop! Time to hide." So yeah, but you managed to not. You can be as close or as far away as you want. But the two of the Quarthiss, you and Tortwan, they head down the docks, and
I suppose we probably want to be close enough that we can still hear them, right?
I mean, with the natural 20s, we might be able to be close enough to just
You're hanging off his shell.
put it into yeah.
No, you are not hanging off his shell. He would notice
No.
it. But you managed to stay pretty close. Close enough to hear, but out of eyesight of him. So he goes down, stops, and then like turns around. And there's no one around here. There's just some gulls perched on nearby. The stands holding up the tuck. The pegs. I can't remember what they're called.
Bollard?
Yeah,
Bollard?
let's go with that. The bollards. And they crow. They let out a squawk every now and again. And he'll turn to you and say, "So you're telling me somebody was bold enough to go after the queen? Is that the gist of it?"
Are you aware that there's a diplomatic meeting going on this weekend? This week?
The Orcish contingent is in town, yes. I've heard of this.
Yes.
Did they try?
No, it's not them. As far as we can tell, we really doubt it was them.
Right, well,
So we're trying to figure out who ordered this. We thought maybe looking at who made the cards, or if there's some other way to find out who put this out. If you have a way of contacting to see if there's a job opportunity or there was a job opportunity that you passed on. I know you certainly wouldn't have choose this job. I wouldn't think that you would be wrapped up in it. I simply think that you might know somebody who might know something about this.
well, yes. Sorry,
No
go ahead.
accusations here.
Well, it's troubling, for sure. Give me an insight check real quick.
Sure. It's pretty good. 18.
18. Yeah, you think he has something. He kind of looks a bit nervous, and he kind of is like biting his nails and stuff like that. And he says, "Hey, I think I have something to share, but you have to understand. I think these people are very dangerous. If it's the same people that organize, I might have to go into hiding for some time, and that could be expensive."
There can be a reward if it's valuable information.
Well, give me a charisma check, like persuasion.
13.
13. Says, well, I would like to help you, but I'm worried if I do share information and it gets back to them. Well, not even my shell could stop a knife to the back, if you get my meaning.
Well, you can give me a direction. Is it the elves?
He's like really, really struggling. He's like, okay, so about 2 weeks ago, I was approached by someone, like a middle person. They didn't give me a name or anything, but they weren't the ones organizing the job. They were just a go-between, But this middleman, this middle person, she's entirely new on the scene as far as I know. He was no target given. Just I was told how much the pay was going to be, and I was told the target was pretty high up the food chain. The cost, the reward was very high, so I was interested, and I decided to find out more. And you can see that just based on the information alone, you realize that the reason he doesn't want to tell you is that obviously it was someone pretty high up in the city. And you explicitly said, do not target any of these people. So he's like, yeah. So, things seemed a little too sketchy for me after some missed meetings, so I backed out. I didn't show up for one, and I haven't heard anything since.
So, what do you think? Where do you think I should look next?
Where you should look? Well, the one meeting I did have was at a coffee shop. That's where they told me some of the information. Told me how much I would get paid. But the second time we were to meet there, no one showed up. And I waited for an hour, no one came. I went back home. And when I got there was a note just in my house. Someone had come in and put it there, and I don't know who. And it said there's a warehouse, I think, somewhere. But I didn't go. I chose not to. I was like, no, I don't want to do this. This is too scary, too weird.
I mentioned the name of a couple of warehouses. I say, is it one of these? And I list off 3, and one of them is the one where we're supposed to go tonight.
Give me an insight check.
Ooh. So I only got a 5.
Okay. There's like a flick to his eye, as you say them, and he's like, no, I think it was the Cromwell warehouse I was supposed to meet them in. But I threw that letter away. It was some time ago. I burnt it, and it is gone. I don't want anything to do with anyone who wants to treat me with respect. It felt way too budgy, and I don't want any part of that.
For listening to this, can we make insight checks to see what he sounds like?
Sure. Go for it.
Oh, that was not the right stat, but it was a terrible roll anyway. So that was a 7.
7. He seems pretty forthcoming. He's not like intentionally holding back the information. I think Quarthiss picks up that he wants to get paid for this info because he's going to have to go on the run after telling you. He's that frightened. But Sukara's like, well, he's just spilling his beans. He's just telling us everything.
I say, because of the quick notice of this job, rush notice, I do not have coin on me except for this, and I show them what little coin I have. But I can get more. Probably not a lot. I'm not sure if I've even written it down on my character sheet for this, but it might be like 20 gold or something. It's not going to win them over.
He'll hold up his hand and say, I know you're good for it. Just, this is, I am very worried for my life because of this whole thing. I think I'm going to get on a ship and disappear for 3 months, if not a year. No?
Well, I passed them the money that I do have.
All right, I'll take it. Thank you.
I'm going to fill out the paperwork later to ask for that money back.
Okay. Yeah. Filed in triplicate and stamped by your supervisor and all that. Yeah. But he'll say, thank you. I mean,
If you have anything more, any more help, this is, I'll put it this way. If the people who you don't want to deal with aren't dealt with, they'll be the people you return to here. If you want to make sure that things stay in your favor in this town, you would probably be well off telling us now what you know, so that we can maintain this sort of order and relationship. I like you, you like me, we get along well. Sounds like you wouldn't get along with there being a different person in charge here.
If I'm honest, I think I've told you everything I know. Well, the person I met with, the person that I spoke with, they were half-elf woman, very well spoken, wore glasses. That's the only person I saw, and I had never seen them before in my life.
I want to get a few more details about this person. I'm going to get like hair color or anything I can get about this half-elf woman.
So he describes a woman very much like I just mentioned, and you quickly realize this is the same description that the assassin gave you.
Okay.
Because I think that is everything. We went to coffee shop in a residential area. Something like what was it? I can't remember what I called it in English now. I think it's like nope, that's not it. Hold up. Sorry, game.
I'm trying to think of a good one to throw in.
He's like, it was the morning shot, or no, not that one. Coupe du matin. Yes. That's in this language. Which again, you realize that's the same place that the assassin met with him.
All right, how far away is that from where we are?
It's not like terribly far because you're currently in the dock ward. I'll just move the little token, probably like there, and then it's in the residential quarter, and he'll give you the address. He'll say this is the address. Ruled something or other.
Are coffee shops open late at night in the same way that you expect that they would be when people are planning revolutions?
Yeah. Yes. George Washington is in there meeting with I can't remember what the character's name is. Alexander Hamilton. No. Yeah, I think what it is that they are open, but they turn into different spaces. So like a coffee shop in the morning might turn into an alcoholic beverage establishment where they do spoken word poetry or something like that. So
Truly a civilization with the invention of the coffee bar.
Yes.
All right. Well, I thank them. I give them like a handshake and lean in, pat them on the back, give them like a real sort of extroverts, goodbye, and wish them luck.
I say, thank you. I don't know when I'll leave, but I think I will leave soon, especially if you say that the head clock has been messed with. I don't want to stick around because they might want to clean up loose ends.
It's still in working order.
Oh, that's good to know. I would have hated for anything bad to have happened to it. It's a good old clock, very reliable.
Always on time. All right. Can we?
Why do they keep talking about clocks?
Can we fast forward to us having a conversation, me and the other two musketeers?
Yeah. So you break off. He goes back upstairs, and then after he's left, the two come out of hiding. They pop up like right next to you, more or less. Whether or not they startle you is a good question, but yeah.
What was the point of that? Y'all just talked about clocks the entire time.
What's clock talk?
Yes, it's we were speaking about. Anyways, the important thing is, we know that the coffee house is a possible place to research, or just go to the warehouse. If you want to skip that, we can just go right there.
And also, why'd you say you didn't have much money on you? We got like loads of money from that chest. And then I pull out the pouch with that had the 50 platinum.
Oh, that's evidence.
Yeah, you can't just spend that.
I look at the beers that we had, or I look back at the inn.
You weren't handing out platinum pieces back there, were you?
It's money. Money spends.
You would have got change, though. They would have given you change.
Yeah.
They would have like looked at it, like bitten it, and then been like, "All right," put it in the till and give you like the right amount of change. So, so now you have like, oh my god, I'm not gonna do the math. It's like, yeah, you've got
49 platinum, 9 golds, whatever. I don't have much. 8 silver.
8 silver. Yeah,
No.
let's call it a silver per drink, which is I think that's okay.
To metagame a bit, it's 10 o'clock, so I think we should go to the warehouse.
Let's go to the warehouse.
Are we okay to keep going, or do you want to save it for another game?
Well, it depends how much more game there is.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to ruin anything, but yeah, there's not maybe
Is there at least a
about,
session full, given how fast we normally go?
yeah, I think there's another session's worth potentially,
Okay.
but I can fast track that. I think you have a pretty good indication of who was doing it, but not the why. So it's entirely up to you what you would like to do. I don't want to force your hand anyway.
Well, we can see where Boya is at, and if he still would like some more time, then we can do it on Tuesday, and if not, and we still want to do another session, we could maybe do Saturday instead.
Yeah, I don't mind playing on the Saturdays. It's a good time. But again, I do think there is one more game in this. If you want to do it, otherwise we can try and wrap it up in the next half hour to an hour, depending on how everyone's feeling. I'm looking directly at Caitlin to see.
I mean, I don't particularly want to be here until midnight.
Okay.
But, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, let's wrap it up then. Or sorry, let's pause it now
And then-
and do.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. All right. Sorry, I did try to get you there, but I wasn't trying to be like pushing you. I was like, let it happen as naturally as possible. But hey, it's good fun. I'm enjoying it. I so hope you are as well.
To be fair, you've been pointing us at the warehouse since like the second session, and we've been like, well, we gotta investigate the corners first, and then we gotta talk to some other people.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you could have gone there and then like nothing happens, you know, and then. But I do enjoy the fact that you're interested enough in it that you're like, let's explore the world a bit, which is very, very gratifying for me. Spent a lot of time creating things for it, so you know.
And visually, it's more fun. Like, I don't want to just draw a dark warehouse. It's more fun to try and draw docks.
Yeah, that's true, and it's a very nice looking docks as well. And I think Tsukara was in there for a bit behind one of the crates.
Oh yeah.
That was good. Just like, yeah, it's me. Yeah, yeah. I'm absolutely. I've made sure to check on the canvas this time occasionally, especially when I have to like pop up the different images. So yeah, that's good fun, and I'm looking forward to digging through them a bit more as well. I'm going to tell you my favorite part of tonight first because I think it stands out for me is when the person you caught in the assassin's house tried to leave and you were like, nah, and just stabbed him as he flew out the window. He kind of just landed hanging off the eave. That
Bounce.
was very
Yeah.
visually just It was in my head. I was like, "This is like a movie. This is like a cop movie." That's so good.
I'm glad
We
that
just need the car alarm.
Yeah.
Well, we heard the siren.
Yeah.
Darius runs off with a with his hand cranks. Actually, no. He would have run off blowing a whistle. I forgot all about that. He would have been like blowing the
That's
whistle
right. We do
to
have whistles.
indicate to anyone that near
All is not
nearby.
well.
Yeah.
I was glad that I got a chance to use my magic item that I wanted to use. I was like, before this mini campaign's over, I want to do the nose.
That was honestly,
yeah.
I think, maybe my favorite
That
moment.
was good.
Because, like, with the assassin getting pinned by the water blast and the pike just coming in through the wall. And then Bobo comes in, like, shoots between Quarthiss' leg.
The way that all played out was just like it was really good.
That's nice.
No wonder that guy tried to get away.
Yeah, he was
Too bad. Rules
did
as
not
written.
did not have much HP. I'm just going to throw that out there. Wasn't built to take hits. It's meant to be like a sneaky, stabby person, and yeah, you three took him out very quickly, which is fine. You did, what you trained to do. So yeah, cool.
I also really liked Caitlin's drawing of the bar, like and the backgrounds and stuff. That you're getting into some of the location design as well. It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones in this, I think.
I liked hanging out with the bartender and just kind of forgetting about the mission.
Yes. He's kind of like drinking and then like looking up and realizing, oh shit, I gotta go. Yeah, sorry, I did swear, but that's fine. We can have at least one per episode.
I did like that Priscilla went through the wall instead of trying to like find a way around. That felt very on brand for your character.
Next thing I need a Kool-Aid through a wall. It's red color.
Transform into like a bear or something and just like
Yeah, just a red bear.
So yeah, we'll pick up there next time, whether it's on Tuesday or next Saturday. We'll figure that out. But we'll check in with Boya. He did say he was okay to come back on the 2nd, so hopefully that'll be a Halon game, and Brian will be back in the GM chair. That's where we're at. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Does anyone have any final comments, questions? I'm also just for housekeeping's sake, you've had like a short rest, I'm assuming, in between each session. I've tried to make sure that you've had one of those, so you can spend hit dice or regain any spells depending on how your class works. But yeah, even if you are kind of still in the city, you're having a short rest in between, which I know is meant to be an hour, but we can hand wave that because we can. So, cool. All right. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on Tuesday regardless. And quick, think up the tagline. The end.
May your water closets not be full of water.
May your water closet stay closeted.
Yeah. May your water closets not overflow.
With water and
That'd
pike.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone. We'll see you later.
Night.
Good night.